And this track, it's an old school circuit as well, so it's quite tight and narrow in places, which means it's going to be quite interesting to see exactly how they're going to deal with it in the next 15 minutes.
It looks like Eric Neef, fastest in the practice, and first to get out on track for Coach Eric Academy. And that's some MGs behind him. Neef in the Subaru, of course. So quite surreal to see these British touring cars on a sort of F1 track. I can certainly get used to it, because Le Mans will certainly be interesting later in the season.
Just caught completely bizarre. That there was a chicane coming up. As you say, just put the wheel on the grass and then good night. This little chicane here is going to be cost him a lot of breakings on the front of the tyres. We'll see Eric Neef, who is top of the board at the moment, just coming through.
And look at how Neef went over the curb, or didn't go over the curb actually. He avoided it completely and had a very smooth run through that final chicane, setting up his run to the line to start his following lap.
Down now towards turn number 1. You can see this is the longest straight, about 800 meters towards turn number 1. Hit the brakes hard as well, drift the rear of the car through, control it through turns 2. Turn 3, it's more difficult in a touring car than it would be in a Formula car or even on a motorcycle, because the car always wants to push you out wide, and in a touring car the tyres, of course, much fatter, so it's more contact packed to the track, which means the drag is even worse to control under braking as well. He's managed to get through turn 4, now down to turn 5, the Seat corner, brake down again, there's a little puff of smoke on the tyre.
Lock up.
And this is downhill now, down towards turn 7 and 8. Little rumble, of course, over the strip there. Now turn 7, this is the 7, now 8 and 9 chicane, up there we go. You start to climb back up, the car wants to lose control at the rear. We've seen numerous accidents. Turn 9, as you say, campus, flat out, control the inside, drift it wide, all 4 wheels over the white line, but who's counting? Back down. I don't know if this is the new turn 10 or the old turn 10. I'm sure I'm about to find out.
It's the old
one. New one. No,
it's the new one. You're right.
Yeah. Just it's
the new old one.
Yeah,
because the F1 used to use this in the 90s.
And then they went back to it, didn't it? It's the hybrid of the two. And I think it works much better. In fact, I don't like the chicane at the end of the lap. It spoils the fun. As you can see, MotoGP decided to even abandon it as well. They used the chicane for a couple of years after Lewis Salon was tragically killed, but they've managed to do some modifications to the track, which means it's safe enough.
This time by Eric Neef at the last corner, but he's set 2 purple sectors, and I think the last one may be purple as well.
He took
a really good opening lap by Eric Neef then. Let's see what those behind can do. 1:55.2, so these touring cars not setting F1 level times, naturally. But let's see what the guys behind. Mounier, let's just say his first lap, 1.5 seconds behind. So yeah, they're really struggling at the moment to match the base time that Eric Neef has set there. I think it's really got to grips with this MG. It looks set up very well, doesn't it, Josh?
It does. It's not bouncing around at all. It's quite bumpy.
I'll tell you who else has got it set up well. Eric Neef, who's just done a great lap and then gone back to the pit lane. 0.327 behind Geelhead. So about the same lap he did before, actually. Not a big improvement, though.
Look at Conrad. He's jumped up into P5. He's only a second off the pace now, Geelhold, but he's jumped right up there.
Who's that? That is Conrad.
P5.
He's snatched 5th away from Lewis, right there at the left there. So that is quite impressive.
Brilliant that time there from Titus Conrad to go to P5, but Geelhold...
After the flag has come, so that's it, really. Is Eric Neef still out there on the lap? Oh, that's a bit wide. So is he going to be able to beat Geelhead's time? He's the only one who could, really. But I don't know why we doubted Geelhead as we look at Neef. Sets the purple middle sector. So this could actually be a very, very competitive lap time as McHugh snatches third from Nassim Alaoui. So Thomas McHugh finally getting a brilliant run in there. He was sort of struggling for most of that session. But here comes Eric Neef. Through the last sector then. Tricky and technical. He's got to get this hooked up. Bouncing over the curb. First curb, second curb, third curb on the exit. And now it's just a power towards the line. Has he done enough here to take pole position at the death? It's going down to the wire, Josh. Here we go.
Yes!
Oh, he's done it! Wow! Pole position for Eric Neef and Coach Eric Academy.
That is an astonishing time. what was it? It was a 1:53.953. He's a tenth quicker than Sven Gierhold for Team Iris in the 74. That is a special, special time.
Indeed it is, Josh. So, shall we look at the session results then? Because I don't think anyone is left on track. That's all of them. They're all going back to the pit lane then. So this is your grid then. It is Eric Neef on pole position for Coach Eric Academy. And look, only a 10-minute between himself and Geelhead. Thomas McHugh will start third for Team Lev Speed. Quite a way behind Geelhead though in the end. Nassim Alawi just pipped by a 10th by Thomas McHugh. So we got two little battles to look forward to, it looks like. Loic Mounier, second in the Team Iris, of the Team Iris cars, in 5th. Perez is going to start 6th. Alessandro Valente will start 7th for Hunter Burt Simulation. And of course, being completely unbiased, I have no feelings on that whatsoever, positive or negative. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you. Titus Conrad behind in 8th. Christian Lewis 9th. And Marius Sederland will round out the top 10.
Only assume he jumped the start. Pierre's now coming to the inside. He'll have the braking zone coming into turn 4, but it's an Omni Shambles into the braking zone. Who's going to brake first? They've got to be so careful not to bang the wheels and bang the cars as a car round.
That's McHugh in trouble again, Josh.
And he's
going right down the
points.
field.
Oh, that's game over. And look at this. Pierce looking to the inside as well. In the 444, gets a tap. Into the gravel, goes Viente. And look at that. It all was constant teetering up. As Shanspano stays into P11. Boris to P12. Kamedi 13th. Varga down. Tranquil's dropped to 20th. And there's a change in second.
No!
Big one.
That's Perez in the wall, Josh.
Oh, so that's game over, isn't it? Taking Valkyrie through the chicane at 16-17. Christian Lewis in front. That's Conrad who's moved on to P4. He also got a clip on the rear as they hurtle back down now towards turn 1. 16 minutes to go of this race, and it is still anybody's guess because they are actually tightly packed. For a touring car race, it has sort of 3 folds to it. You get the start, then you get the middle part of the race, which is just exciting, and at the end, when all the tyres start going off, it's who's ever saved them the best that will have the attack at the end. It's a very fast championship, and even though we're on a Grand Prix circuit, it doesn't matter. We race at Donington on a full layout, Brands Hatch, we used to be F1 Grand Prix circuit, Silverstone in fact as well, Snetterton on the 300 layout. They are incredible racing on racetracks that are deemed FIA Grade 1 and Grade 2.
Oh, look at this. Farrago trying to go around the outside of, that looks like Simonite. They're battling here for 18th position. And Simonite holds on there. Really late on the brakes. But like you were saying, Josh, the problem with these Grand Prix, you got turn 3 here. That you see these two just going through now. Such a killer on the inside right front. And the rears as well, for that matter. So it's really going to be a matter of Alawi saving his tyres now, mounting an attack later on, as is fallen into the clutches, I think, of Titus Conrad. Here they are. And meanwhile, Alawi's still half a second behind Geelhead, so anything could happen there. I worry about switching to some of these other battles, actually, because Alawi is right behind. Here we go, looking to the outside, almost, but didn't quite have the overlap there. So Alawi making the best of these harder tyres. And is that Conrad going for a move in the background? He thought about it.
He was just dangerous, wasn't he, at the back? He was looking for one downhill.
Yeah, I don't think there was really anywhere for Valente to go there, other than off track. And so he bumped into the side, didn't really have enough time to react. And we look on the wheel, is the steering damage? It looks okay to me. But Valente, either way you look at it, he's through up into 5th place on the debut of Hunter Simulation. But Conrad up ahead, continuing to pressurize Loic Mounier. I wonder if Mounier is saving tyres for the end.
Has to be.
Because we've got Gearhead leading.
Look at Conrad's wheel. Look at Conrad's wheel. It looks like it's ever so slightly bent compared to the rest.
No, it looks about the same as Valente to me. As we look at, look at that battle up ahead. I want to look at that.
Francisco Piers, won't it? It'd be Piers, won't it? Just because he's out of the running after those pit stops.
Yeah, he's made 2 pit stops. He's 2 laps down now. As we got a great view of both battles here, for third and for first. And it looked like Conrad was having another go there. Down the inside. He might have him here, Josh.
He's on the accelerator. Turn 12, though, is a tricky one. It cuts back on you. Do not underestimate it, or you'll end up in the gravel. It's got a nasty bump on the outside, and they just kept it together. Oh, he's diving for the inside. Do not overtake
Oh,
at the
that was never
chicane.
going to work. Titus did the right thing there, I think, backing out.
The chicane would never work for an overtake. It's too much of a single file situation, which is why everyone wants to get rid of it. But now down the start and finish straight as well, past the Cathedral Grandstand. The noise reverberates there fantastically, and you can barely hear yourself think. So I'm sure the virtual fans are enjoying it here today as well. Conrad's really on the attack now. He'll have to send it to the inside.
Oh, but look up ahead.
There's contact between the leaders.
Alloy was on the outside there. It was always going to be a bit difficult, and Geelhead held his line, and that's really all he's got to do for the next 10 minutes as we look behind. Moonio in trouble. Conrad's got the inside into turn 3, and it's getting spicy behind, actually. The Frino Bond really holding each other up and allowing Valente to get back into the fight for 5th position.
This is what we love to see with touring cars. Action wherever you look. And that was a brilliant one. Look at that from Valente. Turn 9 flat out is dangerous. And look at this. It's a three-way fight for the
getting
lead.
in this battle, Josh.
Fantastic.
We've got 6 minutes to go. Conrad has kept those tyres alive. Could Alloy and Geelhead potentially be in trouble here? What tyres is Conrad on, incidentally, as we see Peter Schumann in trouble?
Yeah, soft. He's on the softs.
Yeah, well, he's got a great run. For the last 6 minutes. He's going to have a great view of the two of them fighting ahead. If anything happens, if Alloy tries a risky move and it doesn't pay off, we could be seeing Conrad on the top step of the podium. And neither of them want that.
It'll put us on the podium and our own team as well, but that's a different matter.
Potentially. Valente only about 6 seconds behind.
Do we have the power of race director?
Well, he's pulling away from Sutherland. I don't think we have any kind of powers, Josh, other than to say things and hope that they happen.
Oh, and Chris is just telling me as well that Lewis and Valente made contact. That was about 7 minutes ago. So when we thought they didn't make contact, they did in fact make contact.
Yes, Alloy got the fastest lap, incidentally, 156.087.
Battle is on.
6 tenths faster than Gear, so that was set really early on. So the fuel not having a big effect. It's all about tyre saving at the moment, isn't it?
Tyre saving at this point as well, if you're on the soft tyres, is crucial. The hard tyres are going to come in the next 2 minutes or so for more power. This race is not over yet at all, so hold on as well. There's a little one, there's a big crash at turn 4 and a little one at turn 10 apparently between Lewis and Valente, so that's not great. I hope we're not called to the stewards, Ed, after this one. And Lewis gets a penalty.
There we go. Well, there's no in-race stewarding by the stewards, so this would be a game thing, I assume. He's maybe gone off track a few too many times. It's bad for him, of course.
It's just
Alloy,
too much. Yeah.
We're starting to see he's under pressure from Conrad more than attacking Geelhead. So, Conrad has kept the softs alive, doing the same strategy as Geelhead. And, almost on 2 wheels. I think he was on 2 wheels, Josh Alloy, as he's pushing like crazy to keep Titus Conrad behind. But Conrad now well in the slipstream, and now it's just a case of picking his moment. Geelhead will be licking his lips at this because he can pull away now. He's not going to worry about what's happening to Alloy.
He's got him. It's a slam dunk into turn 1, no doubt about it. Break later.
Alloy's going to have to set up for a decent exit here. Oh no, he tried almost to defend, going a little deep there, and now Alloy down to 3rd. And now can Conrad start to make inroads on Geelhead? His last lap, 156.9. Geelhead 157.0, so pretty similar. Whereas Alloy's last lap, 57.8.
I can't understand how Conrad is pushing his tyres so much and they haven't degraded after they've done around this track as well. 9
I think
laps.
Petrashki's has gone into the pits, by the way, so...
Yeah.
There we go, bad end to the race for him, I think. Incidentally, the other Hunter Birch simulation, for those interested...
Yeah, you're right.
Anyway, so there's Conrad. And last lap there, 56.8, 57.1 for Geelhead. So he's chipping away at him. Geelhead, I would be starting to get worried in these last 2 minutes because he's got Conrad, who's man on a mission at the moment.
He's trying to push hard, isn't he, as they come through. And as we've already got
behind Geelhead, so we should really focus on that, shouldn't we, Josh?
Yeah, because this is going to be crucial now. Conrad's really saved the tyres, and he's pushing now down towards turn 10. The long,
but he's only got a minute left.
Last lap, though. It'll have to be a last lap dive. This is going to be MotoGP again, isn't it?
Indeed.
I can feel it. That last lap with, last lap with Lorenzo and Rossi in 09. Look at this. He's tailgating him. He's going through. And he's going through.
Into the side and he spins. Oh, that didn't work out for Titus Conrad. Just a little bit too ambitious. And now Aloy is going to be right behind him, at least temporarily.
That didn't work, Titus. You hit the wrong part of him, my friend.
Yes, exactly. He really needed to hit the back rather than the front in these sort of touring cars, don't you?
And this is going to be the last lap, and that is going to be a contentious moment, possibly. Race 1 ending in drama, but race 2 coming up is going to be even more exciting. We've got the race winner coming across the line.
There we go, through the final chicane then. And Sven Geelhead. We thought he'd do well, and he's held off some brilliant assaults from behind from Aloy and Conrad. But there we go, and Geelhead wins race 1 in Barcelona. Conrad will be second. Aloy third, and that was Simonite, just making sure he didn't have to cross line. And Moynier closed on Aloy near the end there. So,
yeah, looks like the grid's been set.
Shame we can't. Remember when DDoS got a penalty in endurance for blowing the horn, and then they won in GD3's Road America.
We make it very clear to not use the horn, and the reason for that is the driver at the time had his push to talk bound to the same button as his horn.
That was why that happened. It was Liam Rance, I believe. And there we go. Kamadi joins the grid, and he was the last one. So the timer will be showing up in a second. Tranquil on the left, and Francisco Perez on the right then. Can they redeem themselves after a difficult first race? Here we go.
5 lights.
2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And race 2 will be underway at Barcelona. Oh, and Tranquil didn't actually get... As Duncan is in the pits already, so he's not going to start the race. Oh, as Tranquil almost gets hit by Varga.
Yes, there it is.
Oh, and he does! Into the wall goes Dom Tranquil, and he swerves across the track. Everyone has to avoid him.
Oh, Iris. That was Geelhead.
And Geelhead in the wars. And that is a disaster for him. But it's Potravki who emerges in the lead as there's more chaos into turn 1. And Simonai in the middle of that. And trying to go around the outside of Farrago, and I think he's done it there. But he's got Kamei right, and that's Valente, who's actually made a really good start and is right behind them. So Schumann loses out to Eric Neef. Oh, he's lost out big time there, spun to the inside, and now he's got Aloy right behind him. Oh, as that was Varga, spun around there, so that's clearly not worked out for him at all. Well, oh, a little bit of a lag there, but Petracchi and Perez pulling away from the pack now. This is really kicking off behind. Yeah, there we go. This is sort of what happens in reverse grid. The leaders pull away and then there's a huge fight behind. But I would not bet against Pires trying to move on Petracchi before this 20 minutes elapses. As Valente, right behind Eric Neef, looking to make progress here. Oh, a big accident there between Boros and is that Simonite. Yeah, they just went around the outside of turn 9 and both of them coming to grief there. Valente's got Mounier right behind him and he goes wide, and Mounier is going to go through here. Yeah, he was just following Eric Neef in sympathy. Can he hold on here? Actually, Mounier goes wide himself, and that means that Nick Homewood's going to have a look in.
Are they on the same tyres as race 1 or something? Because everyone's sliding already.
It looks like a lot of them have gone for the softs. I haven't got the statistics in front of me. I'm just going by what I see on screen. So, yeah, big fight here as Neef actually starts to close on 3rd position. Neef has made a great... because he would have started... yeah, quite high up the field, wouldn't he? And now he's attacking Scavados. And Valente's got a little train behind him as well, as we see Pires starting to struggle. And here comes Neef up the inside for 3rd. Is he alongside? Is Scavados going to fight that one? He does. He holds on. Impressive.
I think he was just a touch too far back there. Didn't quite have his nose in.
It's really kicking off.
He does now.
And, Neef is going to try and go around the outside. That's the problem here. He's going to have Scavados on the inside. Is he going to be able to pull across in front of him as we go? Munier and Valente still fighting away like crazy. There we go. So Neef through to 3rd, and someone's gone off there. That looked like Boros, maybe. Yeah, there we go. But meanwhile, the battle for the lead rages on. But Eric Neef is going to be a big threat. He's set the best first sector of the race so far on this lap. But the fastest lap still Petravsky, 1:57.4 now. But yeah, Moynier, he was blowing a fuse there, just going absolutely insane. As Neef sets the best lap time, 1:55.7, and that is about 2 seconds faster. So Neef really laying down his claim, and if I was Perez, I'm thinking I need to get by Petravsky sooner or later, and he makes a mistake there.
That's not going to help him.
And that is really going to yellow in sector 1. Oh, that would be Ruben Simonite. And so oh, look at this though.
Three-way battle, here we go.
Yeah, looking, he could make 2 moves in 1 here. Perez looks very vulnerable with all those mistakes, and Petravsky doesn't look much safe either.
Will Perez think that the best defense is a good offense?
Oh, here comes Neef down the inside of Perez. Oh, and they make contact there. Oh, and he's going to do 2 of them in 1. I told you he'd try it. And he's on the outside of Petravsky. He's not going to pull it off. But Perez loses second position. There. And Neef, relentless here. There's a sniff of a win, and Eric Neef wants it badly. But we'll have to wait until the end of this lap then. As Petravsky holds on for the time being. Valente closing. I think Valente will fancy a go at the podium here.
I think this is a when-not hit for Neef to be in the lead. Oh, especially as Petravsky makes a mistake in the final corner, hits the inside curb. And Neef is now up the inside as they cross over the start-finish line.
Yeah, and here we go then. Coach Eric Academy looking for their first win of the season. Is Petravsky going to be able to break on the outside? No, he isn't. Eric Neef takes the lead here in Barcelona with 13 minutes left to go.
The Subaru simply just out-dragged the Vauxhall there.
Yes, and there's another Subaru, a bright green one, not far behind either. But Perez now looking to attack Petravsky as Petravsky goes a bit wide at turn 3. He's not quite going to have the run to take a dive into turn 4. So there we go. The rough and tumble of touring car racing, ladies and gentlemen. The position's changing all the time.
I think he's right on the borderline of hard racing.
Look at Neef pulling away. That's what Valente's thinking about, I think. He wants that Hunter Birch simulation car on the podium, but he's got these 2 cars to clear, really, that he's much quicker than. Look at his best lap, 1:56.2.
To be fair, it's amazing the cars are still going. That was right into turn 10, significant contact.
Yeah, let's hope that Homewood and Boris' steering is okay. Homewood's got his mirrors full at the moment. Okay, here comes Conrad, having a little look. Is he going to come through? Nope. So Homewood holds on. That was a shame that Boris and Homewood came together, because they were having a great race up to that point with Lewis. Continued. I think Lewis. There's don't forget, Giel has dropped down to 12 behind his teammate Mounier. So the steering damage has really impeded him. As Conrad gets a great run. But Valente's also got a great to the Hunter Birch simulation car. But now it's 9 seconds to Neef, so Neef is really making hay here. I can't see him losing this one unless Valente does something truly exceptional. And even though he's my driver, I support him and love him dearly, even I think that's a bit unlikely.
7 minutes to go. It's completely possible Neef has been killing his tyres, though.
Alright, he's fairly close to. As Conrad continues to chase Boros. Titus finished second in the first race. Looking for a good result here. Could really get him into the championship lead, couldn't it, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, if I believe Conrad being 7th would put him in championship lead, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, if he can get ahead of Boros.
Gilhead melt in Tamer's points.
Yeah, but of course, there'll be the likes of Valente and Neef getting good points out of this as well. As Valente drops to 10 seconds now behind, as Conrad goes up the inside of Boros. Boros really locking up the rear tyres there. The 2 Subarus do battle, and the Paul Street Boys car looking very vulnerable indeed. Coach Eric Academy looking for a top 6 finish here.
Their horn.
Ooh, that's bad news indeed. Here we go. Got a sense of Titus is going to strike somewhere sooner or later. What can Boros do? His exit here is not great at all. Not great at all. I think this could be the move. How hard is he going to force this one? Titus already up the inside. Boros will have to give way then. Oh, as they both go really, really deep.
Bit of a Rosberg situation there.
Yeah, Conrad just about holds on though. And that's top 6 for the 284 machine. Conrad could well start to close on Sedlin before the end. We've only got 4 minutes left, so our race leader here, Eric Neef, he's sitting pretty now in first place.
He's 2 seconds a lap quicker than everyone else.
Yeah,
Where's this pace come
with
from?
Sven out of the picture with his damage, it's really played to Eric Neef's advantage. So now Valente with just over 1.5 minutes left to go. Conrad could catch these 2 before the end. Sedlin's got the inside.
Well, here we go.
And Perez, either that was a mistake or that was a synchronized maneuver there.
The black on the front of the Final One car makes it look like it's missing a body panel.
It does
And
indeed.
the side.
Yes, but the Free of On cars, apart from Homewood, had a relatively clean run so far. But Sedland gets up to 4th. I think Morius fancies a go at Petravsky here.
Only a second. He's completely on for the podium here, I think.
And now they've got the lap car in between them. I think that could halt the charge of Conrad between him and Perez.
1 minute to go.
Yeah, Petravsky dropped to 5 seconds behind Valente. Valente 12 seconds behind Neef. So, looking like not only a great win for Eric Neef and the Team Eric Academy, first a podium on debut in their second ever race for Hunter Birch Simulation. We're seeing history in the making, guys. Personal history, admittedly.
I mean, Coach Eric, they've never raced in EERC before. They're going to win.
Oh, here we go. So we've got 30 seconds left to go. Neef is about to start what will be his final lap as Skabados and Lewis. Lewis losing out again with Skabados getting the switchback. He's going to take the inside here, and the MG can do nothing to defend against the Subaru. So Lewis gamely holds on to a top 10 position. Sutherland right behind Petravsky as they go on to the start-finish straight. And also Conrad caught up to Perez. Here we go. Down the inside. What can Maximilian Petravsky do here? Is he powerless?
Bit of a squeeze.
And there we go. It's Conrad around the outside as well.
Yeah, I think he's
but
conceded
through goes
that.
Sutherland into 3rd position. And Conrad's made it through into 5th. So crucial points in the championship. That could be enough to see him leave here with the lead. We're on the final lap. Knief is midway through it. And unless something truly bizarre happens, he's well on his way to victory. Petravsky can do nothing to get himself back on the podium, it seems. The Lev Speed driver isn't going to give up without a fight. But he needs to be careful he doesn't lose out to Conrad as well here. It's all kicking off in this 3rd place battle, isn't it? And they're right near the end.
Proper touring car. All happens right at the end. So,
Neef continues for his way to victory then. Only a little bit more to go as Skasbolix must have put the wheel back on. Still going as there's Neef. Oh, gets a little drift. The sole mistake I've seen from him in this race so far.
Slidey there.
There we go. It's Petravsky in trouble. There's Kamedi. There'll be commiserations for him, I guess. But Neef, as Conrad was going for the outside there, and he's got Petravsky actually. There we go, around the outside. And Eric Neef battling as hard as he dares to try and get into 4th. Oh, but Petravsky has got the outside and just inches ahead.
Running out of track.
But Neef goes towards the line and wins the reverse good race for Coach Eric Academy. In their first event with EERC.
Titus going to do it again.
And here comes Alessandro Valente to take a first podium for Hunter Birch Simulation. And Joshua will be very happy with that. But perhaps not as happy as Alessandro Valente himself. And look, he knows it. But here comes Sutherland. Petravsky just holding on. No, he doesn't. He misses out to Conrad. Conrad gets him across the line. Oh, what happened there?
I think he's run out of fuel.
He must have run out. He was pushing like crazy to hold on to that 4th place. And Conrad just got him at the end. Petravsky 5th. Perez 6th. Boros 7th. Loic Meunier will finish 7th. 8th, sorry. Skabados will get his best result in 9th. Christian Lewis will round out the top 10. But it's Eric Neef who takes reverse grid victory. Let's wait for Aloy to cross the line before we show the results. Aloy, sorry. Oh, he's Aloy, sorry. A wire cross there. My commentating brain.
I'm surprised he hasn't made positions, to be honest.
Could
From
there be
his pace
damage
in
to that
race
car?
one.
Let's look as he crosses the line. Well, there will be damage in a moment, but it looked okay to me. There we go. Alloy finishes in 17th, but ultimately it's disappointment for him. But elation for Coach Eric Academy, Interbird Simulation, and Ring of On, who take out the podium places. So, let's have a look at our veteran results then. There we go. So, victory beneath with Valente 12 seconds down in second. Sedland in third, fought his way up there. Conrad fourth, Petraki fifth, Pires sixth, Boros seventh, Loic Mounier eighth, Victor Scabados ninth, Christian Lewis rounding out the top 10.